What is going on, you guys? It's your girl Diana, back at you with another YouTube video. So yesterday we went over a ton of news that was going on within the Pokemon community, but since that video, a couple of more interesting things have popped up. One of which has to do with possible Pokemon NFTs. Yeah, things are getting a little spicy around here. Let's go ahead and hop into it. So like I said, since yesterday's video, some interesting things have popped up on my Twitter feed. One of which has to do with a new job posting that the Pokemon company posted for their corporate office that seems to be causing quite some discourse within the Pokemon community. And it's this post right here that this Twitter user tweeted out. And they said, the Pokemon company posted a job opening that encompasses blockchain, NFTs, and Web3 technologies. And this is the actual posting that they posted on LinkedIn or Greenhouse so that people could apply for the position. And if we look at the qualifications, besides the fact that you literally need 12 years of experience doing something related to this field, is that one of the main things that they're looking for is a deep knowledge and understanding of Web3, including blockchain technologies and NFT and or metaverse. So clearly they're looking for someone that's experienced when it comes to things like NFTs. Which I will make this statement right off the bat is I literally don't know anything about NFTs, but I do know that they have gotten quite a bad reputation and that people are not the biggest fans of them, since they can come off a little scammy sometimes. I know there's definitely more legit ways to deal with NFTs, but most of the things that I've heard about them is that a lot of them end up being huge scams. So you could probably imagine why something like this would really stir the pot within the Pokemon community. Since you could probably imagine that some people are not pleased that their favorite franchise is dabbling in a field that has such a bad reputation. And you can definitely see the discourse within the comment section of this Twitter post, like in and of itself. Some people are saying, why is this bad? Why does this make you sad? Other people are saying get over it because other companies have already jumped on this train long ago. The Pokemon company is just catching up. Some people are saying that people are about to drop interest in Pokemon altogether because of a move like this. With some people seeing this as kind of an opportunity and seeing the bright side of things and saying that it allows gamers and creators more options to earn money. But I think that overall the resounding response to this is that it makes the Pokemon company feel like they're only after profits and they don't actually care about their community. And like I said, I can definitely see where they're coming from because me and not knowing anything about NFTs, all I know is that people really don't like them because they have gotten a really bad reputation. However, some people have taken a completely different approach to viewing this situation and thinking that this might actually not have anything to do with NFTs and that it might have something to do with preventing hacked Pokemon from being put into the game. As this user here states, I'm starting to think that this is not going to be used for NFTs to sell, but for a hacked Pokemon combat. For example, original Pokemon having pseudo blockchains so that they have a unique code for them that is different than the hacked Pokemon. So they can kind of tell the difference between the real ones and the fake ones. Since right now, people have gotten really good with hacked Pokemon and they can't really differentiate the hacked ones from the real ones. For the most part, there's some that are really obvious. And it seems like this sentiment, or I guess this hope, that this technology is actually going to be used to prevent hacked Pokemon from being added into the game is kind of growing in popularity. Since even an hour ago, someone else tweeted the exact same thing, saying, about this situation, I see two options. They're wanting to use this blockchain system to avoid or reduce hacked Pokemon, or to identify them, or else they're wanting to expand the goods they sell by making an NFT only option. I hope it's the first option. There's also some people that are kind of sprinkling in their thoughts saying that maybe this is actually just to prevent other companies from trying to make NFTs with Pokemon, since other companies have already tried to do that and they have quite literally gotten sued by the Pokemon company. So there's also that option as well. So the way that I see it, they have three different options here. Number one, yes, they are going to be making NFTs and there's probably going to be a big backlash about it. 2, they are using this technology to prevent hacked Pokemon from being added into the game or being able to differentiate them from the original Pokemon. Or 3, they need an expert in the field to prevent other companies from using Pokemon to make their own NFTs so they can avoid any future lawsuits. I think that the first 2 options are the most likely. I feel like the third is really just kind of a shot in the dark. And if they do use this technology in order to differentiate hacked Pokemon from real Pokemon, I think that that would be great, especially since hacked Pokemon do cause a lot of problems in the Pokemon games, especially when people are hacking in raids and stuff. and it's just breaking people's games or getting their accounts banned. But I'm gonna leave it to you guys to let me know how you feel about this entire situation, with the possibility of there being actual legitimate Pokemon NFTs that are made by the Pokemon Company. So leave your thoughts down below in the comments. But aside from the entire NFT debacle, Joe Merrick actually weighed in on what we went over yesterday about Riddler Koo saying that we might have a possible deadline now for when we're supposed to get our Pokemon Home connection, with Riddler Koo speculating that we might get this Pokemon Home connection between April and June of this year, which some people were kind of like, why June? They said early 2023, and June is quite literally the middle of the year at that point. So I was hoping that if this was somewhat of a timeline that we would get it closer to that April date. But Joe Merrick has also weighed in on the situation and had this to say in a tweet, which was literally tweeted out 8 hours ago. And he said, so there's been some talk about Scarlet and Violet home date based on the Regulation C detail saying only Pokemon obtained in Scarlet and Violet games are eligible. And from that, people stating a date. Issue with this is that both posts from December and January for set A and B say the same, which he provided photo evidence here. This is from set A for December. It's dated at 12/1, and it says the same thing. Certain Pokemon may not be used, as well as for Regulation B, certain Pokemon may not be used. And of course, C, which is what stirred up all of the debate, where it says certain Pokemon may not be used. He then goes on to say, as such, the Regulation C post is not an indicator of when it's coming. All we have is the spring 2023 date from the Japanese side and the early 2023 from the English side. We just need to be patient. So now we have two big names within the Pokemon community on opposite sides of the argument. We have Riddler Koo, which is obviously a very well-known leaker, speculating that we might get it between April and June. And we have Joe Merrick saying that this is a stretch, and it's said this for the past couple of announcements, so we shouldn't read too much into it. And we just have to wait until the actual Pokemon Company gives us a confirmation for when our connection will be available. Now, me personally, I will say that the evidence that Joe presented is very convincing, and I would probably err on the side that we should not actually be holding that April to June date in our minds, and that we should just kind of wait for confirmation from the Pokemon Company. Is it annoying? Yes. Is it coming later than usual? Yes. But I mean, the evidence does not lie, and this exact statement has been on the past few announcements. But once again, let me know what side you're leaning towards. Are we leaning towards the Riddler Koo side, or are we leaning towards the Joe Merrick side? Not that I'm pitting them against each other, but they do fall on opposite sides of the spectrum. So let me know down below. And the last little thing that I wanted to throw in here is for my Nintendo 3DS players is remember that you have 2 weeks left to purchase any of your Nintendo 3DS or Wii U games on their eShop before the eShop does get shut down, since you only have until March 27th at 11:59 UTC. So mark your calendars, especially if you are still an avid player of your 3DS and you still play all of the old Pokemon games that are available on there. Once you purchase the games, you are still able to download them, but after March 27th at 11:59 UTC, you will no longer be able to purchase new games through the eShop. So if that's something that you've been putting off, stop. You literally have 2 weeks left. But that is gonna go ahead and wrap up today's video. Hopefully you guys found this video helpful and or entertaining, and if you did, I kindly suggest that you consider subscribing because it helps you grow out, and that way I can continue to make content for you guys. And if you are already subscribed and you would like another way to support the channel, please feel free to check out the merch store. There is a link down below in the description that takes you to not only my merch store, but also all of my other socials so you can keep up with what I'm doing on a daily basis. But thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you to those of you who have joined the channel as members. I appreciate you all so much. I love you guys, and I will see you in the next one. Bye guys.